Welcome to From Here Forward, a UBC Podcast Network podcast. I'm Rumneek, and she's Carol.
That's me. Hey, hey.
And today we're doing another one of our Changemaker episodes. This is where we profile different UBC faculty and alumni that are out there doing their amazing thing to change the world. Hence the title.
So for this episode, we talked to Alexander Leon Gumuchian, aka bbno Money, not bbnos. He's a Canadian rapper and TikTok sensation from Vancouver who went viral after releasing his first single, La La La.
I am an alumni grad at UBC, if that's the right terminology. I totally have not tapped myself into the world of education in quite some time. So life's good. What's up?
Fabulous. And this was a wild interview. We caught up with bbno Money the day after he'd just gotten back to Vancouver from the Junos. He was booked into a day full of interviews and was in a burrito shop when the interview was set to start.
When Rumneek says wild, she means wild. And we're dramatic people, but talking to him while he was trying to grab a meal was quite the roller coaster.
I haven't eaten anything today, so I'm just at this joint trying to get a burrito, and it's taking a little bit longer than expected. I got back from the Junos yesterday, and it was like the worst hangover I've ever had in my life. I did another interview right before I came down, and then I was just like, Then I had to make a TikTok, living my best life, ladies and gentlemen.
TikTok.
Life of a rock star is what it is.
Oh, Alex? Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yes, we got it, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
We got the burrito.
Thanks, guys. All right.
We're going to keep all of this in the final podcast, by the way.
Hey, obviously. We got the bag, ladies and gentlemen. We got the bag.
I'm just going to preface that I'm going to call him Alex and not bbno Money because those are too many words in my mouth. So since Alex had just gotten back from the Junos, we wanted to ask him what his experience was like.
It was good. I think I'm a egotistically state that I think I had the best outfit. There's no doubt. Otherwise, I said I was no longer a virgin on live television, which is funny. And that I dapped up Shawn Mendes forcingly, which was sick. Because, dude, Shawn Mendes is so attractive. I'm sure he hasn't really when someone's so hot in high school or when they grow up, that everything's just kind of caked out for them. I feel like he might be lightly, because I have never spoken to him, but he's seems like an incredibly nice guy. But I've never seen anyone more beautiful. His bone structure is perfect. This man is for the people. Other than that was pretty much it. And then I got really, really, really drunk. I don't usually get that drunk, but that was nuts. And I was dancing with Arcade Fire, playing on a djembe, an African drum. And just crazy.
Aside from the outfit and Shawn Mendes, was this your first time at an awards show? What was that vibe like for you? How did you feel being in that whole environment?
It was pretty interesting. I've never been to an award show, let alone the Junos. I've been nominated for a bunch of Junos, but I've never won. But it's kind of super industry. It kind of felt like high school, lightly. Those, not the award, an award ceremony in high school, or when you sing a bunch of O Canadas in high school and you sit in an auditorium, and that's what it kind of felt like. And I was like, damn, this kind of sucks. But nonetheless, it was really nice to meet people that I've spoken to over the internet. And, it felt right because I feel like a lot of the Canadian acts that I met there had a lot of respect for me, and I have a lot of respect for them. And it was cool to meet and actually just speak in person, because usually it's just through DMs.
We asked him about his UBC graduation, which was also around the time when his first song blew up.
I mean, crossing the stage and becoming an overnight sensation is an ideal scenario, I'd say.
You would say. Not me. Anyway, like this interview, it wasn't an easy path for Alex, especially in terms of getting his parents on board with his music career.
Been there, done that. Well, not from a music career, but just getting my parents on board with things. Anyways, we'll save that for therapy. Here's Alex.
Hold up, my mom's calling me. Give me a second. And now someone is mowing the lawn in my apartment. Dude, you guys just got the left hand of the law. Hold on, let me text my mom. I'll call you later. June 7th, we promoted the date for La 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 for a month. And then I was oh, graduating that day. That's crazy. And that was pretty much it. I remember my sister, my mom and my dad, we were like driving back after me walking across the stage. And I was like, yeah, I gotta go drop the song. It's gonna change my life. And my mom and dad were like, no, let's go for lunch. Like, what? And then my sister texted me. She's like, why are you like breaking up the family on like a important day? And I was like, Steph, relax. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, let me just go drop the song and I can come back and everyone can be happy and then we can go for food. And then I just ended up missing the lunch because I had to like roll it out properly. And I ate a bag of kettle chips, honey Dijon to be specific. And my stomach was like hurting because I just felt so bad after eating that bag of chips. But at that moment, my life, like financially, metaphorically, literally changed in every way possible. For the benefit, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then every single record label in the world was in my email inbox. And they were like, so what's going on here? And then signed it for a bunch of money. And now my life is amazing. So it's great. I'm glad that I used my university degree for absolutely nothing. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people do these days. But education is still power. I will say that.
I read an article about Baby No Money that was called Meme to Mainstream. And given both the course of this interview and apparently his career, that couldn't be more accurate.
Meme to mainstream is such a Zillennial reality. Even though he found mainstream success overnight, it doesn't take away from the fact that he's so dedicated to his craft and his artistry. He never gave up on his music career, which not everyone is willing to pursue their real passions. It is too much of a gamble sometimes.
You guys probably know some days can suck. I would like wake up at 4 a.m. and like drink coffee and like make music because it was like my passion project before I would go to class. And like I like stopped partying. So if anything, it was like a health benefit. And, my friend's music took off and then we had a bunch of songs together. And I was like, I'd be stupid to not at least give this a shot. In the beginning of my musical career, it was definitely an escape. It was just like something to do. And my mom was kind of worried, to be honest. She was like, what are you doing with all this music stuff? You swear so much in your songs. I'm not proud of you. And then I was like, yo, just give me 5 years. And then I did it in like 3.5. And now she's proud of me. So it's all good. She doesn't care. Like my family's pretty traditional. Like my dad's Armenian, my mom's Swiss, Danish, and me being late. Also punctuality. I apologize once again. I'm never late. I always show up way before. But my stomach was on time.
I respect the hustle and his honesty.
Could you imagine waking up before your day starts to put in the hours for your passion? Because I simply could not. Alex also talked a bit about his time at UBC, which was relatable.
The one thing I really like about school is everyone's all like simultaneously getting destroyed by school. And it's kind of like it's like unifying in a sense where everyone is just like under the weather and no one's happy. Like no one's just like skating by perfectly 99 percentile. Like there's obviously a couple nerds in the world, but like I was not one of those. I would put my hours in and I would not get the results I wanted back usually. And I was like, I know that there's, that the linear form of education, like the public school education, is just not really for me. I'm a different hands-on learner, and I learned by trial and error rather than just like textbook.
I was also surprised to learn that he was a competitive swimmer in university, which he said inspired his drive, and the rest was chalked up to just, quote, being himself.
Look, I know athletes get a bad rep for being quote-unquote unintelligent, but some of my friends in high school used to be up at the crack of dawn, doing drills, then going to class, then going to after-school practice for hours, on top of doing homework and studying in between. I mean, I could barely get up during my first year. Athletes have drive.
I work really hard. I know for a fact not many people around me work as hard. Whether or not that's just because I went to school and I figured out a work ethic, I don't know. I used to be a competitive swimmer, so that like also kind of helps because you're like heads down for 3 hours, not speaking to anyone, and you're just busting your ass in the water. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I figured out how to, I excelled in like presentations. And at that moment I was like, I feel like I'm good at presenting and I'm good at speaking in front of people and being myself. Yeah, I learned how to research. I think research in itself is like kind of like the most important thing that you can get from university. People skills too. Essentially, university is just like social networking. Like you just broaden out your base of like who you know, and being in the musical world and the music industry is like practically the only thing that matters, is being able to like talk to people. And I feel like I was like relatively good at it, and I don't think the network that I made through university is really beneficial for my career currently.
Even though Baby No Money found international fame, he could have moved to LA like every other Canadian artist.
He could have. But he's staying humble and sticking to his roots, and I really respect the love he has for his family.
I love my family, and my family lives here, so I can't see me moving away, but I'll definitely buy property elsewhere and stay there when it's terrible here, which is 5-6 months of the year. It's all relative, because there's several times in my musical career where I'm just like, wow, I just don't want to do this right now. And, today I'm doing like 7 interviews and like talking to people and taking meetings. And then I have a therapy session afterwards, and it's just a ton of talking. It's like, sometimes it's very cyclical, and it feels like I'm doing the exact same thing every single day. And it's like, it's obviously very facade-y, the music business. But sometimes, when you see it from the real side, it's not that dope. And it really isn't all that interesting. But in my opinion, the best way to educate yourself is to have fun with it. And, that's the one thing I'm allotted with my music, is like, I really just have fun. Like, I don't know if it is kind of a telltale, but I'm an insane person. So, and I feel like I've just hatched into more of an insane person because I've been able to preserve my like inner child and like just do what I want. I take a lot of inspiration from like Young Lean and a lot of like the real SoundCloud era, like Sesswater, Hollow Boys, Bones, Suicide Boys. And it was like pretty inspirational being able to see these guys have a meteoric rise from literally just dropping music and cultivating a fan base from, continual music output. And that's all it was. And, a desirable facade to watch and be like, oh, wow, like I find these guys interesting. They look real. They look so similar to me. And it's like the relatability is kind of where, what struck me. And then I was just like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I didn't expect to get this far. I don't think anyone can. And usually the people who do get far, really far, don't expect to be successful in music.
Not to be like a media person, but TikTok has opened up so many opportunities for so many people. It's mind-blowing to see that anyone can go viral and find success in non-traditional ways. It's not just a silly dancing app anymore. You can build a whole career out of whatever expertise you decide to contribute on the app.
Yeah, I mean, we could never go viral like that, but it will not stop us from trying.
I wanted to follow up on that because you said you started off kind of on SoundCloud as well, and then a lot of, your success continued to spiral on TikTok, and both of those platforms are places that people can share directly from themselves. Like, you can just post your stuff on SoundCloud, you can just post your stuff on TikTok. How do you think that being able to kind of have that agency over your content and being able to kind of just like put stuff out there as you wanted to helped your career and kind of impacted your career?
See, I was really apprehensive in the beginning of TikTok when it blew up, when like Lala blew up, because I was like, I don't want to have to do another social media. I'm already losing my mind. But I was like right in the age gap of like most of the people I know personally don't use social media. So it's like right under me, like the 97s, 98s, 99s are like people who like love social media and it's their life. But, God bless TikTok, changed my life. And God bless social media, and God bless my innate ability to figure out what people want via just looking at numbers and analytics and statistics and, like research and marketing. And like without the internet, I would not be a musician. There's no doubt. I would definitely be cracking people's backs as a chiropractic. That's it.
It's no secret that Vancouver has a lot of amazing talent. Every city does. But that being said, it can be competitive or just difficult to get recognition outside of the artist's niche.
Definitely. It sometimes feels like you have to know someone in order to make it big.
I'll just throw myself under the bus here by saying that when Alex mentioned local Vancouver talent, I had no idea what he was talking about, which is unsurprising because I am a mainstream girly.
I feel like calling yourself a mainstream girly just kind of cancels that out.
You know, it's weird. I feel like the municipality of Vancouver kind of like holds back artistry here. You know, like they keep on like cutting down venues that are like very important to like the heart of the Vancouver scene and like for like kids to go and experience. But I really, really like Boslin. I really like Jungle Bobby and Lentra. They're like my camp. Kelland, he's great. Angst is great. There's really quite a lot of music coming out of this. What's this group? Doohickey Cubicle. They're like an alternative band. I think Peach Pit is from here. I don't know specifically if they are, but there's so much. I don't even know where to start. But those are like the ones that immediately come to my mind that I like and friends with, like openly, like talk to them often.
I don't know about you, Rumneek, but I feel like we need more Canadian shows when artists go on tour. Like, it's so annoying when your favorite artists either don't bother to tour in Canada or choose the most random cities to show up to.
Yeah, it's not fun having to fly out of province because that's the only Canadian city that a singer is touring at.
Indeed. And since he's an international artist now, I had to ask Alex if he was touring in Canada.
Yeah, I'm doing a Canadian tour. I'm actually touring until December. I'm worried for my health, but it should be fun. Touring's fun. It's very gruesome. It's very difficult. I did not expect it to be as difficult as it is. It definitely takes a type of person. Like there was a point on tour, my last tour, I had like 20 hours of sleep in a month. It's awful, but at least it's great. You know, you get to see the physical means of doing shows and see the people that like make my life amazing. You know, it's like, and then I get to give back to them to the best of my ability. And, I give out a cookbook every time I do a show too. It doesn't matter what cookbook it is. It's just like something I do. My show's pretty much like sketch comedy rather than music. And it's just, it's cool because the energy I put out in the world is so well reciprocated, and people, they're like my friends because I put myself out there in the world, and my fans are just like funny dudes and funny ladies that are just like quirky, nerdy, and I'm like, this is fire. Like, I just get to have fun with my friends. Canada tour, and then I'm going to Europe, and then I'm going to Australia, Southeast Asia. Too much, honestly. I gotta eat this burrito now.
Yes,
yeah,
awesome.
go eat
I
your
think
burrito.
that was it. Yeah, that was it for us. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and hopefully, you can enjoy your burrito and get through the rest of the interviews today.
No worries.
Despite his chaotic energy, which was warranted given his hectic day, it was nice to chat with a viral sensation who's pretty chill and humble, and he's just a Vancouver boy living in a big world. Are you inspired, Rumneek?
Color me inspired. I mean, maybe I will work on a debut album myself as a UBC alumni.
That will not be successful.
Haters are going to hate. Anyways, I do have to give it to him though. He is unapologetically his chaotic self, and that led him to the success he has today. And I'm impressed.
It goes to show that timing, hard work, and a little luck can go a long way to make your dreams come true. Look at me. I'm a philosopher.
It was deep.
I was not done. Anyway, stick to your guns and you'll get a UBC degree, a viral music career, and a burrito.
You truly cannot forget the burrito.
Iconic.
Thanks everyone for listening. Make sure you catch our next episode by subscribing or following our show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling your feels, please drop us a review. You can also find me on Twitter at Rumneek with 3 E's.
And me at Carol Eugene Park.
Today's episode was recorded at CITR Radio and engineered by Hina Imam. From Here Forward is an alumni UBC podcast produced by Podium Podcast Company.